Ladies and gentlemen, and now we are ready for the fourth bout of the match. And the referee of this bout, Ireland, please welcome. И встречаем в синем углу ринга боксер команды Russian Boxing Team. Please welcome Сухроб, Сидиков.
So what a moment for Sukhrab Sidikov, making his World Series boxing debut, and has the rather unenviable task of replacing the #1 ranked middleweight Peter Kamyukov. The Russian boxer has already punched his ticket for Rio 2016, having gone through World Series boxing campaign undefeated to emerge as the #1 75-kilogram boxer in WSB this year. He's not operating tonight, and what an opportunity for Sukhrab Sidikov. How will he cope with the 5-round distance, if indeed it should go that far? Well, we've already mentioned the rich boxing tradition that exists in Kazakhstan. And here's a man who could well join the illustrious ranks of those who have gone before him. MEIIRIM Nursultanov, just 21 years of age, and big things are expected of this man. He's a 5th-ranked middleweight in World Series boxing, having gone through season 5 undefeated. And he's the reigning national champion at 75 kilograms. He was the youngest gold medalist in the championships last year. One day, perhaps he could challenge AIBA world champion Zanibek Alimkhanali. That's the type of potential and talent that this man possesses, looking to extend his unbeaten World Series boxing career here in season 5 tonight. Gallagher of Ireland is the 3rd man in the ring. So the opening bell in this 75-kilogram middleweight contest, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. The boxer wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold is representing the Astana Arlans, Kazakhstan. MEIIRIM Nursultanov, 21 years of age, just a shade over 6 feet, 1.83 meters tall. Competing in his 2nd season of World Series boxing, undefeated so far in season 5. Picked up just 1 defeat in the course of his season 4 campaign against 2 victories, giving him an overall World Series boxing record of 8 bouts, 7 wins, and just 1 solitary defeat. Man wearing the white trunks trimmed with black is Sukhrab Sidikov, making his World Series boxing debut tonight. National Championship quarter-finalist in the Russian Championships last year. Picked up a bronze medal in the Serbia Golden Gloves tournament, losing in the semi-final stage Alexander Drenovec, Olympic Games representative for Serbia. So he's a decent operator, but this uncharted territory for him tonight. No vest, of course, in World Series boxing. And the prospect of 5 3-minute rounds lay ahead as he's tagged by a long right cross from Nursultanov at mid-range. Both boxers looking to establish the jab, but falling short during that previous 20 seconds or so. Good double right hand over the top from Nursultanov. A wonderful right hand lead on that occasion from the Kazakh boxer once again. Plenty of thinking being exhibited by both boxers before they launch their attacks. Speedy operators up at middleweight. See that they're perhaps reluctant to make a mistake because a counter, one suspects, would be almost immediate. Right hand effective from Nursultanov once again. There's a double punch there during that clinch. Mickey Gallagher onto it in a flash. Took his gloves and pounded the head of Sidikov. They were a pair of symbols. But Mickey Gallagher's had a word. There's a conclusion of the first round. Plenty of feints exhibited during the course of that opening session. Some quality shots landed as well, though, by both boxers. Nursultanov, who has taken the opening round 10-9 across the board.
Round 2,
into the second round. Mentioned the high hopes that Kazakhstan boxing fans have for Nursultanov. Still only 21, and he's made a wonderful transition to the senior ranks, having taken that national title last year. He's a continental gold medalist at the Asian Youth Championships back in 2010 in Tehran. Because of the variances in size and development, Nursultanov gets through with a good right hand over the top. Because of the variances in size and development, underage and developmental sport, schoolboy, schoolgirl sport, often not the most accurate barometer for future success. It really always is pleasing to see somebody who is a prodigiously talented junior come through and carry that talent through and continue to develop in the senior ranks. Left-right combination from Nursultanov brings a round of applause from the crowd. So just beyond the midpoint of this second round. Sixth outing for Nursultanov in season 5. Last outing was in week 11, where he won on the road against America's Calvin Henderson. Took the undefeated record of Thomas Jablonski in his outing before that. So he's answered the questions that have been posed of him. No soft touches in World Series boxing, of course, for the most part. The operators in this team competition come from the Olympic ranks, the national team ranks of the 3-round format, so very skilled. Nursultanov has acclimatized wonderfully. As well as that national championship quarter-final last year, he was a World University Championship silver medalist, Sidikov. So a good year for him, continuing to amass experience over the 3-round distance, competing in World Series boxing for the first time tonight. Both boxers looking to counter with quick straight shots. But again, it appears to be Nursultanov who had the more eye-catching shots throughout the course of that second round. He was taken round 2 unanimously for the scoring judges. So 2 rounds completed, both of them have gone in favor of MEIIRIM Nursultanov.
Seconds out. Round 3,
So going to the 3rd round of the 75-kilogram middleweight bout. MEIIRIM Nursultanov, the prodigious young talented boxer from Kazakhstan, has taken the opening 2 rounds. Russia will be desperate to avoid a clean sweep here in this first leg, because that would put immense pressure on the category C2 boxers in tomorrow's semi-final. If that is indeed the case, if they emerge here, having been defeated 5-0, and all the visitors could hope to do is force a tie-break, which would require them to win all 5 of the bouts to keep that possibility alive. So they're looking to steal a victory somewhere here in Kazakhstan, all the visitors. But MEIIRIM Nursultanov is operating comfortably up there against Sidikov. 2 young boxers, but the edge and experience lies with the home fighter. And he's putting that experience into good use, nullifying the attempted attacks of Sidikov. And one wonders at what point in the fight, beautiful single right hand just caused Sidikov to become a little bit disorganized. But one wonders at what point in the contest will Sidikov throw caution to the wind, because in attempting to box at mid and long range against Nursultanov, he's coming off, well, a comfortable second best here. Does he have the capacity to try something different? Can he do that of his own accord? Can he take on board instructions from the corner? Because if this is plan A, he's been having much success with this initial plan, and so perhaps he'd be advised to try an alternative if it's within his capacity. The great ones, of course, when required, demonstrate that they can fight in more than one manner. As Nursultanov got through with a good right hand. And even some very good boxers have only one way in which they can fight, but they do it so effectively, it's difficult for an opponent to take them out of it. But here, when coming off second best with plan A, Sidikov is going to have to try something different, I would suggest, if he hopes to change the course of this contest. Bell sounds to conclude round number 3. Really, it's been a repeat of the opening 2 rounds. Moments of success for both boxers. The greater amount of success for my money at least, coming from the Kazakh boxer MEIIRIM Nursultanov. Right hand was a particularly effective shot once again. Another round in favor of Nursultanov.
Seconds out. Round 4, 30 round.
Perhaps all the hats marked with triple G in the stands here at the National Tennis Centre in Astana. Gennady Golovkin. I don't think you get too much argument if you were to call him the most exciting professional boxer in operation at the moment. Seek and destroy merchant. Comes, of course, from a terrific Olympic-style boxing background, amateur background, although that word has been outlawed by the authorities, now referred to as Olympic-style boxing when the best and 3 3-minute round duration is in effect. Kazakhstan, since their independence, really have become possibly the most significant force, most certainly of recent times. But since their first independent Olympic Games in 1996, they already find themselves ranked 10th on the all-time Olympic medal table. 6 gold medals, 5 silver, 6 bronze. And since that Olympic Games, 3 Valbarka Trophy winners, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. In fact, the last boxer who isn't from a former Soviet state to win the Valbarka Trophy winner was the Cuban super heavyweight, as Sidikov is tagged with a strong right cross from Nursultanov. It was a super heavyweight from Cuba, the late great Roberto Balado. Tragically killed in a car crash. Part of that 7 gold medal haul of the Cuban boxing team back in Barcelona in 1992. But since that time, it has been all boxers from former Soviet states. Kazakhstan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Kazakhstan once again. Oleg Saitov taking it for Russia in Sydney 2000. And Vasyl Lomachenko taking it in Beijing 2008. Valbarka Trophy for the most stylish boxer at the Olympics. Good right hand from Nursultanov. And this man, as we've already mentioned, Kazakh boxing fans have high hopes that he's going to join their rank one day as a global champion in either the AIBA World Championships or an Olympic Games. And surely he's got a long Olympic-style boxing career ahead of him if he continues to live right and maximize his talent. Not doing too badly in WSB either. Ranked number 5th in the middleweight division, undefeated this season. Good double right hand success though from Sidikov, perhaps his cleanest punches of the entire bout. So just a reminder to Nursultanov that he can't get complacent. Sidikov proving that he's very much a live opponent at the conclusion of that 4th round. So by continuing to box at this tempo, Sidikov falling further and further behind.
Round 5, ladies and gentlemen.
so if he hopes to get his first victory on the board in this his WSB debut, Sukhrab Sidikov is going to have to do something dramatic here in the 5th and final round. Also boxing with the pressure that he needs to get a victory for his team as well. Somebody needs to get a victory for Russia tonight, just to ease the pressure on their teammates tomorrow, and that they could afford a victory and still be in, afford a defeat and still be in contention. Because if this clean sweep continues, well, that heaps immense pressure on the 5 boxers who will take to the ring tomorrow in category C2. So you prepare for this semi-final 2nd leg. Good right hand from Nursultanov. Just used his legs to skit away from any potential retaliation from Sidikov. There hasn't really been any noticeable change in tempo or intensity or urgency from the Russian boxer. Remember, it is his first outing over 5 3-minute rounds, and when facing uncharted territory, be it a club fighter going from 4 to 6, and from 6 to 8 and 8 to 10, and then the championship distance in conventional boxing, always a question mark about how to pace oneself. If you go too hard too early, end up with nothing in the tank. If you go too conservatively, and there's a prospect of finishing the bout with lots of energy left, and perhaps the possibility that you haven't done enough in the preceding round. So always a fine balancing act when facing uncharted distance for the first time. And that's the space Sidikov finds himself in tonight. And even though he's boxed rather measuredly for these first completed 4 rounds, no discernible change in tempo in this 5th round, despite being 4 rounds down for all 3 of the judges. Exchange of jabs that time. Sidikov trying to crash home that right hand. Oh, there's a good shot that just causes Nursultanov to become a little bit disheveled. Swiveled his head to the side, and the Kazakh boxer is keen to hold on. Closing stages of this 5th and final round. What a shot landed by Sidikov in the closing stages. It swiveled the head of Nursultanov, but he managed to weather the temporary storm. It came from the left flank, the long corkscrew left, half hook, half uppercut, and it really swiveled the head of the Kazakh boxer. There it is, and look at the manner in which his feet came from beneath him. He was keen to initiate a clinch. Here's the shot from another angle. Eyeballs into orbit territory for Nursultanov. But too little, too late from the fist of Sidikov. One suspects that it will be the hand of the Kazakh boxer that is raised when we get the official verdict in just a few moments' time.
We have decision of Judge Committee Judge 1. 50-45, birinci dönüşü 50-45. Judge 2, 50-45, ikinci dönüşü 50-45. Judge 3, 49-46, üçüncü dönüşü 49-46. Winner points, by unanimous decision winners, red corner,
So Meiyirim Nursultanov extends his unbeaten record here in Season 5. He moves to 6 fights, 6 wins in his Season 5 World Series boxing campaign, courtesy of a unanimous points decision victory over the WSB debutant Sukhrab Sidikov from Russia. Strong finish to the contest from the Russian. For the first time, he took a share of a round in that 5th round, perhaps courtesy of that sweet left hand. But there's confirmation. 4 bouts completed, and all 4 of them have gone in favor of the home team, Kazakhstan, leading Russia by 4 bouts to 0 with just the heavyweights to come.